Hi everyone, it's me Guni and you guys are watching on Learning for Life. Well, आज की वीडियो में we are going to start with the extract discussion of the chapter A Girl Who Can. Right? तो start करेंगे with the MCQs of the chapter. सबसे पहले, who is the author of the story, The Girl Who Can? So it is Emma Etta Aitu. Joa is a 9-year-old girl. She is 7. The place Adjoa hails from is fertile. Adjoa's mommy is humble and helpless. Adjoa was analytical and sensitive. Who was Kaya? Mommy. Mommy was Kaya. Okay. And when Adjoa thinks of her legs, she is analytical. Adjoa is selected to represent her school in junior district games. And then how does Nana hold the cup by one by a jaw? So it is carries it on the back. Lastly, in the end of the story, Nana appears as a progressive dynamic woman. Right? Now let's start with the extracts. सबसे पहला passage, let's read. They all say that when all Africa is not choking under a drought, Hazodzi lives in a very fertile lowland in a district known for its good soil. Maybe that is why anytime I don't finish eating my food, Nana says, you Ajua, you don't know what life is about. You don't know what problems there are in life. Okay. Now number one question is what contrast is made in the first line. So सबसे पहले contrast की बात करें, so it is the fertility and infertile lowland. So it says that when the whole Africa is under famine, drought conditions, the Hazodzi where Adjoa lives is a very fertile lowland and it is full of fruits and everything. So the contrast that is made in the first line is that generally Africa is addressed as the land of famines, and when Africa is in drought condition, there is a district Hazotsi which is very fertile lowland which is known for its good soil. Number two question, what do you learn about the speaker from this extract? तो हमें क्या पता लगता है सबसे पहले that she is a 7-year-old girl. She lives with her nana and mommy. She uh, is from Africa. So from this extract we learn about the speaker that she is a little girl of about 7 years. She lives in a very fertile place called Hazodzi in Africa. According to her nana, she does not know anything about problems as she has never faced them. Next question. What information is given by the narrator about Nana? So the information given by the narrator about Nana is that she is her maternal grandmother and she is a dominating woman. Now maternal grandmother means mother's mother, and the dominating woman here means that she is so strict kind of thing that what she says is final call. No one can argue with her on that and the other thing. So Nana keeps on saying that Adjoa does not know what life is actually about. Now, what does the narrator think about her Nana telling about the problems of life? So the narrator is in dilemma. Dilemma means confusion, and she does not know what to do because the greatest problem of her, according to the narrator, that is Adjoa, was to decide what to say and what not, and how to express her thoughts in words so that she can make others understand what she is trying to say. So her greatest problem was decide what to say in order to make people understand her statement, because she could think about it very well in his mind but could not find correct words to express herself. Right? Next, last question of this passage is which part of Africa is the story about? What is peculiar about it? Peculiar means different. Okay, so the story is about the central region of Ghana, a very fertile village named Hazobzi. The peculiar thing about it is that when all of the Africa suffers drought and famine, the village is very fertile, okay, and it has a lot of things. So there is no nothing like famines or drought conditions in the village. Okay, yeah. Now passage number 2. And that I think is a very serious problem because it is always difficult to decide whether to keep quiet and not say any of the things that come into my head or say them and get laughed at. Now, which serious problem is the narrator talking about? So, the serious problem the narrator is talking about is that it is difficult for her to express herself, her thoughts in words, and even when she is able to think about that to say, she is not able to decide whether to say or not, because sometimes either she was told to never repeat that again, or other times she was laughed at. So she was laughed at by the older people. Okay, and then what is narrator's dilemma? Now the narrator's dilemma, first dilemma was to show, to know how to express, her thoughts into the words as discussed earlier. And the second dilemma is that what if she is able to think the words she want to say, should she keep quiet or she should say it out loud? Because sometimes they would say her to keep quiet, never repeat that, or other times she gets laughed at. What is general attitude of elders to the problems of youngsters? So the general attitude of elders to the problems of youngsters is that they think that those are not real problems and you have not faced any of the real problems in real life. They don't take us seriously. They never tell the reasons if we ask them something, and they let it go by laughing on it. Okay. Now, has it been easy for Ajoa to deal with Nana? It is a very contrasting question if we talk about, as Nana used to get fed up listening, as she, Ajoa used to get up listening from Nana that her legs were not right. But on the other hand, she was the most loving and caring grandmother. So it is a very contrast question that does Joel like her or not? Because when it comes to other aspects, Joel loved her, but when it came to the topic of her legs, she just got fed up with her grandmother. Okay. Now, which weakness of Joa is pointed out by Nana? What does Nana say? Nana pointed out Joa's weakness of her legs, as she used to say that her legs are very thin to be able to hold solid hips and were too long for a woman, and this resulted in building insecurity of Joa. Okay? And then passage number 3. I find something quite confusing in all this. That is, no one ever explains to me why sometimes I shouldn't repeat things I say. So, what is confusing to narrator? So, the narrator is confused about why she should not repeat some things she said, and why sometimes the thing she said was repeated so many times for other people's amusement. ठीक? And then what is the narrator forbidden to do? The narrator is sometimes forbidden to repeat few things she would say, and the other times it was used for people's amusement, and which often led to laughing and mocking. Now the next question is the surprise, what surprising thing or habit of elders is referred to here? So the surprising habit of the elders that is referred to here is the tendency to either censor the narrator certain things that by saying that you should not repeat this, or to find some of her words so funny that they repeat them for others amusement, which often led to the atrocious mocking and making fun at. Now, how do the elders behave for about the follies and foibles of the youngsters? So the elders do not seem to have a consistent or constructive approach towards the follies and foibles of the youngsters. Follies and foibles means the thoughts, okay? And then they either sternly forbid the youngsters from repeating the things or mock them by laughing at their words or actions and then also repeating it. Okay. Then last question of this passage is, what does the narrator think about the grown-ups? So the reader finds the behavior of the grown-ups confusing and perplexing. Perplexing is confused. So she does not understand the reactions and reasons behind their contradictory reactions, that sometimes they say to shut up, not repeat, and sometimes they repeat themselves, repeat the things and then laugh at them and find it hilarious. Okay, hilarious means funny. Now, passage number 4, that it did not have to be an issue for my two people to fight over. But I didn't want either to be told not to repeat that or it to be considered so funny that anyone would laugh at me until they cried. Now, which issue does the narrator refer to here? So, the narrator is referring to the issue of her thin legs here, which seems to be a point of, you know, rivalry or contrasting point, seems to be a point of tension between the two favorite people of her, that is her grandmother and her mother. Now the next question is, who are the two favorite people of the narrator mentioned here? Do they have the same views? Yeah. So the two favorite people of the narrator mentioned here are her grandmother and her mother. That is Nana and Mummy. It is evident that they do not have similar views regarding the issue of narrator's thin legs. Narrator means Joa's thin legs. Now the next question is, what does the narrator expect of them regarding her issue? So the narrator does not want her thin legs to become an issue over which her two favorite people would fight. That is Mama and Nana and Mami. And she also does not want them to either think forbid her from talking about it or to mock at her, so she kept quiet. Then, what opinion does Nana told about women's ability to rear a child? So, according to the passage, Nana holds the opinions that a woman must have legs that have meat on them, it means thick and fleshy, and then good calves to support solid hips in order to be able to have children. Now next question is, how is outer world of a child as compared to the world before birth? So the passage describes the outer world of noise and comprehension in contrast to the previous state referred to as the land of sweet soft silence, presumably the mother's womb before the birth. Now, passage number 5 is, and such things are not for talking about every day. If any female child decides to come into this world with legs, then they might be as well as legs. Now, whose opinion is talked about here? How sound is it? So the opinion being talked about here is Nana's. So her opinion that a woman must have strong meaty legs to support solid hips for childbearing seems to be a narrow and unsound view, as the narrator later proves through her athletic achievements that even thin legs can be useful and capable. Now, which are such things that are not meant to be talked about on a daily basis? So, such things here are that they are not meant to be talked about once daily basis, seem to refer to the physical disabilities or deformities. As Nana mentions, that rare cases of people being born without arms or legs as a sad business but not to be discussed every day. Now, what kind of legs are not liked and by whom? So, Nana does not like thin, spindly legs on a woman. She believes that a woman's legs should have meat on them with good calves. That's it. Now, with what should a female child come into the world? So, if a female child, according to Nana's opinion, because this was Nana's opinion, so if a female child decides to come into this world with legs, then they might be as well as legs that they should be meaty, strong, and should have good calves to support a solid pair of hips and for childbearing. So, does the narrator get any complex due to her so-called imperfection? So, no, the passage does not suggest that the narrator Ajua develops any kind of complex means difficulty or sharam या insecurity and everything, ठीक है, due to her thin legs, which Nana considers an imperfection. Instead Joa seems to be analytical and accepting of her physical condition without being overly disturbed by Nana's criticism. Now, passage number 6. How, after one's only daughter has insisted on marrying a man like that, you still have to thank your God that the biggest problem you got later on was having a granddaughter with spindly legs that are too long for a woman and too thin to be of any use. Now, the question number 1 is, what is Nana lamenting about? So, Nana is lamenting about her daughter, that is Ajoa's mother, insisting on marrying a man whom Nana disapproves of, referring to him as a man of that. Man like that. Now, what kind of man did my mommy marry? Was it a happy marriage? So, mommy married a man who loved her and was not approved by Nana. So, Mami loved the man she married, but he was not approved by the Nana. No, it was not a happy marriage as his husband left both of them. Now, what evil of the society does the passage refer to? So, the evil of the society referred to in this passage is stereotyping, patriarchy, and making women feel like their only importance in the society is to have children. So why is Nana not happy with Ajua's legs? So same question. No, Nana is not happy with Ajua's leg because according to her, they were very long for a woman and too thin to be of any use. According to Nana, uh, traditional beliefs, women should have strong meaty legs and everything. Same question, repeating. So what is Nana's ideal of a perfect woman? So Nana's ideal of a perfect woman is one who has strong, meaty legs with good calves to support solid hips, capable of childbearing. She believes that a woman's primary role is to be able to have children, and physical attributes that facilitate these are essential. Now, passage number 7. Here is, school is another thing Nana and my mother discussed often and appeared to have different ideas about. Nana thought it would be a waste of time and never understood what she meant. Question number 1. What did Nana think about education of girls? So Nana thought that getting education for girls would be a waste of time for girls. Now, what opinion do you form of Nana? Nana को देख के क्या लगता है कि वो कैसी है? So Nana is a stereotypical woman who thinks the only importance of a girl in the society is to bear children and she would have a good pair of legs to support hips. Now, did Joa's mother hold the same views about the education of women as her grandmother Nana? So no, Joa's mother said did not hold the same views, and she said that she was, because she says she feels like she was kept in dark. She was locked in the dark by not being able to go to school. But if a Joa would go to school, and she would learn to read and write her name and do calculations, small calculations, which will be better for her. Did Joa's mother okay, next question. Was Joa's mother educated? What was her regret? So Joa's mother was not educated, and she regretted that because she felt she locked she was locked in a dark, and she is completely dependent on others right now. So she feels if she had been educated, it would be much better for her. Now, why did Nana not wish the girls to go to school? So Nana was of typical mind. She felt the only importance of girl in the society is to bear children, and she felt a Joa going to school is a waste of time. So the question is repeated. Now let's move on to the last extract we have here. Is, you know what she did? She carried the gleaming cup on her back like they do with babies and other precious things, and this time not taking the trouble to walk by herself. So the question number one is, what moment of pride does the present passage refer to? So the passage refers to the moment of pride when Joa wins the cup for being the best all-rounder junior athlete representing her school in the district games. So junior athlete district games. Okay. And then, how does Nana react to Joa's achievement? She was very happy. She was excited, and Nana reacts with great pride and joy at Joa's achievement of winning a cup, and she carries the gleaming cup on her back, treating it as people treat their babies and precious things. Okay, then what change of heart and mind is seen in Nana's personality? How does it seem different from her earlier attitude? So the passage shows a significant change of heart and mind in Nana's personality regarding her attitude towards Joa's thin legs. Earlier, Nana had consistently criticized and Joa's thin legs and doubted Joa's ability due to her physical condition. Now, what does Nana begin to think about the role of women in society? So, although not explicitly stated, the passage suggests that Nana begin to re-evaluate her traditional beliefs about the role of women in solely being able to bear children, but also by celebrating a Joa's achievement, which uh, differ her earlier um, beliefs about women's physical attributes being solely tied to childbearing. Same answer. Now, how does Ajoa show the mettle of a woman? So, Ajoa shows the mettle of a woman by, a mettle is importance here, by excelling as an athlete and winning the cup for the best all-rounder junior athlete. Despite her grandmother's constant criticism of her thin legs, through her determination and achievement, Joa challenges the narrow societal expectations placed on women and proves that physical attributes need not to define or comment or decide women's potential. With this, we complete the extracts of The Girl Who Can, and I hope you like this video. Please hit the like button, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I'll be meeting you guys in the next one tomorrow. Bye.